Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Monday, August the 11th, and it's the beginning of a new week here in the metro area. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on our website or through our mobile app, we appreciate you watching there. And if you're watching on any of our social streams, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, we appreciate you tuning in there as well. Don't forget, you can always join the conversation there. If you have any questions or thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, you can always leave those in the comment section on our social streams. So before we get into the news today, let's take a look over downtown Jackson, courtesy of our Guaranteed Roofing Skycam. You can see we do have a beautiful day downtown in the metro. Actually, let's look and see what it's like in other places around the area. Let's look over Jackson Prep right now. Beautiful green field there and beautiful skies there as well. So don't forget, you can always go to our website, wlbt.com, and check out all of our sky cams there on the First Alert weather page. So let's go ahead and get into the news now. Let you know of an update that we got. That was according to Capitol Police here in Jackson. 8 people were shot just after midnight. So it happened at North Mart Plaza, just north of Meadowbrook Road off of North State Street. So we've been told that the victims range in age from 21 to 40, including one person who remains in critical condition. No arrests have been made in the case at this time. Investigation is still ongoing. But as we get more information, we will certainly pass it along to you. And we also have an update on a story of a wreck out of Flora. And we told you about this last week, actually. So Wednesday night, a woman was hit by a car near Kearney Park Road and Shepherd Street. Again, this happened last Wednesday night around 9:41 p.m. So the Florida Police Department said the driver of the vehicle called emergency services. They did remain at the scene. And the daughter of the woman who was hit told WLBT News that she has since passed away, and no charges are currently pending in this. And of course, our thoughts go out to her family. Meanwhile, back here in South Jackson, police are trying to figure out who shot at multiple homes over the weekend. So it happened in the area of Dorgan Street and Belvedere Drive. JPD say that officers were called to the scene early Sunday morning, and they found that several homes were riddled with bullet holes. There were thankfully no reports of any injuries in this shooting, but if you have any information or you know who might be responsible for the gunfire, please contact Jackson Police Department or contact Crime Stoppers. And police are investigating a shooting that happened in Brandon. So they were called yesterday afternoon to a home on Luckney Drive near Highway 471 around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Officers say that 41-year-old Eddie Wooten was taken to the hospital by a private vehicle. He had at least one gunshot wound. So no other information has been released yet as police continue their investigation. And if you do have any information on this, please contact the Brandon Police Department. And Jackson police are asking for your help as they search for 2 more people that are wanted in a neighborhood shootout. So they're trying to find 21-year-old Jamal Henderson Jr. and 18-year-old Sincere Robinson. The shootout happened last month in the Brook Hollow subdivision in South Jackson. Once Henderson and Robinson are found, they will be charged with shooting into an occupied dwelling. And there are active warrants out for their arrest. So if you know where they are, if you have any additional information, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. And a reward is being offered for some information leading to an arrest in a homicide investigation from earlier this year. So back on May the 24th, 52-year-old Michael Wayne Reed of Crystal Springs was found stabbed to death on Sunset Terrace off of Terry Road in South Jackson. So if you report information that helps solve the case, you could get a reward of up to $2,500. So if you have any information on this stabbing, on the person behind it, and it leads to an arrest, or it leads to the case being solved, you can get the reward for that. And the number to call if you have any information is 601 355 TIPS. 601 355 TIPS. And sadly, the state of Mississippi has recorded its first death of the season attributed to the West Nile virus. So the state health department says that the patient got the mosquito transmitted virus in Washington County. The last season, there were 59 cases of West Nile virus reported, and there were 8 deaths. 10 cases have reported so far this year in Copiah, Hinds, Madison, and Rankin counties. Of course, you can always protect yourself from from getting West Nile virus by using insect repellent, wearing long sleeves and pants, especially when you're outside during dusk and dawn when the mosquitoes are the most active. And of course, removing any standing water around your home to help reduce mosquito breeding areas. And in correlation with the West Nile virus, and speaking of that, it is also the season for ticks in addition to mosquitoes, which means the increased chance of getting the West Nile virus, malaria, Lyme disease, or even other infectious diseases. So experts warn that climate change could be extending the period during which the insects are able to reproduce and diseases are able to be spread. So protecting yourself from ticks and mosquitoes and the diseases they can carry can be as simple as using insect repellent or having your backyard sprayed by professionals.
Temperature that we've already seen because of human impacts on the climate, the temperature is already getting more suitable for transmission of disease here in the United States and North America. And we're already starting to see increases in transmission of diseases like West Nile, Lyme disease. Increasingly, we're recognizing that climate change is affecting infectious diseases as well. And some of these mosquito and tick-borne diseases are kind of ground zero for climate change starting to affect our health.
Climate change can also affect the populations and ranges of animals that serve as hosts for ticks like deer and mice, which can indirectly influence Lyme disease transmission. I don't know if you are aware or are familiar with anyone who has ever had Lyme disease, but it is certainly not anything that you want. It could cause you to become allergic to red meat of all things. And it's a crazy disease. So do what you can to protect yourself from mosquitoes and ticks as you are outside. And this weekend, there was another press conference held at Blossom Apartments. The city of Jackson says that they are working to permanently resolve the ongoing issues that are happening there at the Blossom apartment complex. The Mayor John Horn spoke with media outlets and residents Sunday about everything the city is doing to make sure residents are taken care of, despite the complex still in limbo of having water. So water was shut off from the complex 2 weeks ago, but the mayor sent a request to Judge Henry Wingate to have Jackson Water restore access temporarily. So now the city and Jackson Water are looking at ways to hold landlords accountable for the bills, the conditions, and still make sure that residents are provided for.
By their tenants. Pay the water bill. It's included in the payments you're getting from your tenants, and you might be charged with overpayment, this overpayment issue, if it's not resolved as quickly as possible. I will also say that we stood up a task force several days ago because we don't have a lot of tools that we can use when we run into a situation like this.
So Judge Henry Wingate granted the request for the water to be restored. Up until yesterday, it's unclear if that deadline has been or will be extended. And 3 on Your Side is now discovering some new information about the owner of the Blossom Complex and his Louisiana based business. So it appears that Tony Little's business is operating outside of Mississippi law, and at least one state agency is aware of that. So we have learned that Little's company is registered in Louisiana, but not here in Mississippi. Neither Blossom Apartments LLC nor any other business connected to Little is registered in Mississippi. So if you want to do business in this state, you must be registered here, even if your offices are in another state. So Little never did that, even though he made money here for 7 years. So state law says the attorney general could actually prohibit Little from doing business here if the AG's office were to investigate. A court of law would ultimately have to make that happen. The state could also impose fines against Little if it determined that he did violate the law. And our investigation also revealed that Little was late paying his taxes owed to the state. Over the last year, the state filed a tax lien against his company 4 different times. And we also found this: since Little is not registered to do business here, he loses the ability to sue, meaning he cannot file a lawsuit against Jackson Water regarding his dispute over how much money he owes to the company. So that is just some information that we found in investigating here on even the owner of the Blossom Apartments. So again, we will continue to follow what is happening at Blossom Apartments as far as for the residents, as far as the water goes, and we will keep you updated on that. Before we get into other news, and we also look at a quick look at our current forecast, let's hear from our sponsor over at Jackson Water.
Time for a neighborly tip from Jackson Water. Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And again, thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, helping us to bring you this show weekdays at 1 o'clock. We do have an update on the funeral arrangements for the officer who was shot and killed during off-duty hours in Macomb. That's happened last week. So visitation for 39-year-old Sergeant Jason Blake will be held this Friday and Saturday. The funeral will be Saturday morning at 11 o'clock at First Baptist Church in Macomb. Sergeant Blake will be buried in the Wellman Baptist Church Cemetery in Lincoln County. So that is an update for you on that if you would like to pay your respects to Officer Blake. And back here in Jackson, it was a big weekend for some freshmen and transfer students at Jackson State University. Alumni were out showing their love and support by providing students and their parents with bottled water during the move-in process. So we spoke with some who said the alumni support is what makes JSU feel like family. And Dr. Denise Jones-Gregory, the interim president of JSU, says that she loves the new energy that has come to the university in recent years.
Yeah, we've gotten so many positive things that are going on in Jackson State, whether it be our new AI programs, our new mechanical engineering, and so all those things that we offer. Of course, the national coverage we've received from the Sonic Boom, as well as from our football championships, and other championships that we've won, have really allowed us to be on a main stage. And so it's so exciting to see so many people that really have an interest in coming to Jackson State, and we're grateful for that.
Residence halls will be open for readmitted and returning students this Thursday morning at 9. And there is a new historical marker in Carthage to honor two civil rights activists. The new Mississippi Freedom Trail marker pays tribute to Winston and Dovey Hudson, two sisters renowned for their work with the NAACP to desegregate Leake County public schools. The Hudson sisters also spoke out against harassment of Black students who trying to vote back in the 1960s, and they helped launch the county's first Head Start program.
This marker is a symbol of a struggle. It's a symbol of justice. It's a symbol of pain and suffering. This marker is a symbol that reminds all the adversities that they faced. I can say that this dedication is well deserved by two brave sisters who fought for equality and justice.
Visit Mississippi worked with the community and the Hudson family to establish the marker, which is located near the Galilee MB Church Cemetery. And it has now been 70 years since the brutal abduction and death of Emmett Till in the Mississippi Delta. So people gathered over the weekend at St. Andrew's Episcopal Cathedral in downtown Jackson to talk about race, reconciliation, history, and healing. They had conversations about how Till's murder in 1955 left a lasting impact on Mississippi and the country. Participants say even though there has been a lot of progress, the fight against injustice and inequality continues today.
Love this country, but we must tell the truth of our history, both the good and the bad, and then stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance together.
Yes. When we leave voices out of the telling of our history, then we haven't really told our history. We have to make sure that those voices that otherwise have been suppressed and have not always been heard are raised up so that everyone is aware of the whole history and not just selected pieces. That's just important for us.
America is a great experiment, but it's an experiment that has to be worked on and worked at. Otherwise, the freedoms that we enjoy here in this country may be fleeting. And I see signs of that right now where we need to tend to our business as a country of democracy.
St. Andrews intends to continue having these conversations about how and why people of faith should continue to fight for equality. And a group of ladies got their hands dirty for the first day of a Women Build Habitat project here in Jackson. So each year, members of Delta Sigma Theta sorority raise money and build a house for a Jackson family. The home they're currently working on is on Cedarhurst Drive. And they say that efforts like this can help stabilize families and revitalize underserved communities.
This is a special annual build that is done. The funds are raised by women. The build is done by women. And it's done for a mother and her 3 children. And it is one of those things that people look forward to all year. Now, we do let guys come out and help, and all our construction crew is male. So, but it is women build, and it is a fun project to be involved in.
Homeowner will move in with a 30-year interest-free mortgage. Congratulations to them. And speaking of homes, there is still time for you to buy your ticket for the St. Jude Dream Home. The giveaway is happening this week, actually, but you can go to our website and purchase your $100 ticket for your opportunity to win this beautiful home that is located in the Bristol Crossing subdivision here or over in Flowood. So just visit our website, Wlbt.com. You'll see on the top of the page where it says St. Jude Dream Home. You click on that and you'll be able to visit there, see all the stories on that we've done on the home, see the videos of the home, what it looks like inside, and most importantly, you will be able to purchase your ticket there. So again, that's Wlbt.com. Across the top of the page is the St. Jude Dream Home. Get your tickets for $100 a piece, or, you know, your 5 tickets, however many you want to get. We're not going to stop you, but you get the chance to win this home. But most importantly, you get the opportunity to help St. Jude Children's Research Center, who provide care for sick children and their families, never get a bill. That is going to be it for WLBT Plus today. I will be back tomorrow at tomorrow for top 3 from WLBT, and then of course WLBT Plus at 1. Today, our First Alert weather team will be here at 2:30 to give you an updated look on the forecast, and they will also be able to let you know what's happening out there in the tropics. Is there something that we need to be watching here in our area? So be here at 2:30 for them. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.